What up, third hall? It's your boy, the host. Take myself seriously, calling myself just the host, but yeah, we're back. Fights are in about, I don't know, 2.5 hours from now. Just want to get my official picks out there, and alright, on the state of the channel, I never upload shit. I think it's pretty obvious to see, so I gotta start doing that more. Um, I do want I haven't posted any recap videos for any of the cards that happened, but I'm gonna make sort of a big beautiful recap, if you will, after this card. Recapping all the cards that have happened already. You know, Sean beating Fluffy, Gaethje, Patty, Volk. Yeah, all that. Mario Bautista. Right. So I'm gonna make sort of a big beautiful recap on all the fights that have already happened to start the Paramount Plus deal after this card, probably tomorrow. And then I do want to make a video predicting the White House card and then predicting matchups that I want to see happen throughout the rest of the year. So that's all the content that's been backlogged by me for simply the fact that I've been lazy, not uploading any videos, and been playing Rainbow Six Siege instead. But anyway, let's get into the picks for the card today. We got UFC Fight Night Mexico City. Brandon Moreno, Lonnie Kavanaugh. Why is Lonnie Kavanaugh getting a Moreno main event? I don't know. Maybe he was the only one to answer the call after whatever after fuckface pulled out. So yeah, that's probably what it is. But yeah, I mean, there's solid fights on this card. It is a solid fight night, but it's essentially an Apex card. And then we have region locked Mexicans, not even a Mexican, Jose Medina, and he's always region locked on the Mexico cards. He's from fucking Bolivia. But obviously, what are we gonna do? Fucking cartel fight night in Bolivia, Jose Medina main event? Obviously not. But yeah, anyway, let's hop into this. First fight on the card, Damian Penis. I don't think that's how you pronounce his name. I want to see how commentary pronounces his name because I guarantee you they're not going to call him Penis like I just did. I don't actually think that's his last name anyway. But we love. I'm not even going to say we love Penis. But nah, he's good. I watched his Contender Series fight. He's a beast. Wes Schultz is actually sneaky, not terrible at fighting Wes Schultz, but dude, he only has jiu-jitsu and his striking sucks. And I mean, if you look at Penis, he's very big and black and strong. And he looks like he can defend takedowns. He can defend takedowns. He's 23. He's got a lot of power in his hands. Essentially in a Teba Gautier situation. And Wes Schultz doesn't have the technique to get out of the way of the shots that Penis is going to be throwing at him. Big pause on everything I just said, by the way. But yeah, we're gonna put Jesus fucking Christ, dude. We're gonna pick Penis to put Wes Schultz to sleep. All right, by simply by being more black, essentially. Yeah, but nah, yeah, Damien by TKO. Nah, I do like him as a fighter. He's actually exciting to watch. So I'm gonna be interested in seeing how he looks in this fight. I'm interested in seeing how Penis looks. Holy shit, dude! I gotta stop. All right, next fight, Francis Marshall and Eric Silva. This is easy. Eric Silva is 38 and not really that good. Francis Marshall, Venezuela. Hold on, Venezuela. Are we serious? So two Americans fighting each other in this one. Francis Marshall's gonna win though because he's better at fighting. Essentially, Francis Marshall is better at MMA than Eric Silva, and Eric Silva's older. Francis Marshall was getting takedowns on Myron Santos. He was landing on Myron Santos. People like to say that fight was a robbery. It wasn't. I know Joe Rogan was like complaining about it being a robbery, but the fuck does he know? He's retarded. So I thought Myron Santos won that. He was like, it's funny because Francis Marshall was like getting takedowns in the grappling, but he landed zero ground and pound. So if you land zero ground and pound or don't get any submission attempts in grappling, the scoring defaults to who was winning on the striking, and Myron Santos was barely ahead of Francis Marshall on the striking. He was landing slightly bigger punches on the feet, so that's why he won that fight. I did think the judges got that correct. But yeah, anyway, that aside, he's just going to win this fight. So yeah, he's just better at fighting than Eric Silva. That's it. Kind of like my pick for the last card with Alden Corey and Luis Garule, where I just said Alden Corey is better at MMA than Luis Garule, and he is. So yeah. Next one, the sexy. Not reminded. I don't even know what her first name is. Tarin versus this this one. Um, they're both kind of hot, but obviously the Mexican one way more attractive, way younger. I'm gonna pick her to win. I'm gonna want to see her win. You know, is her name like Regina or some shit? I don't even know. Maybe I slide into her DMs on Instagram or something after this. But yeah, she's gonna win. Obviously, we want her to win. No, not much said. It's still gonna be a women's MMA fight, and I'm not really gonna care about the actual fighting being done in the fight. Next one, Jose Reyes and Douglas Silva de Andrade. Funny thing about this matchup is that Douglas Silva de Andrade should actually win this, especially moving up to 145 as he's older. I love to see fighters do that moving up as they get older because preserves your chin a bit more so you're not getting like you're not old still cutting a bunch of weight and getting chinned every time, and it helps your cardio so you're not old and you can't even go because you're cutting weight. Like as you get older, like the weight cut compounds how bad like the effects of the weight cut will compound in your fights. But Jose Reyes is coming off the Contender Series with a knockout, and Douglas Silva de Andrade just lost to Miles Johns, so do with that what you will. I don't even. Is his name Jose? It's Javier. Holy fuck. But nah, I'm gonna go with Javier Reyes to win because he's younger. No, he's 32. What? He was he in LFA? I think he's good. Or I'm just gonna say I think he's good, and I want him to win because he's coming off the Contender Series. I love seeing guys off the Contender Series debut. So, and Douglas Silva de Andrade is a good fighter. Like he's good. He's gonna be good in this fight. This fight should be somewhat competitive. I just expect Javier Reyes to land a knockout blow because he's got power and he's bigger, more physical. So yeah, but yeah, this is gonna be a good fight or just a knockout. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Javier Reyes by knockout. Although I do want to pick Douglas Silva de Andrade, and I am gonna say he's probably actually better at MMA, but he's just too old and doesn't have it anymore. Next fight on the card, Christian Quinones versus Chris Moutinho. Jesus. Dude, Chris Moutinho being in the UFC is kind of crazy still. But Quinones is gonna win. But like, I'm just shocked at the fact that Chris Moutinho is in the UFC. I'm shocked at the fact that this guy's still in the UFC. Quinones. He's coming off a loss to Howney Barcelos though, 2 years ago. Hasn't fought in 2 years. Jesus, that's bad. Like, what was he injured or something? I don't even know. In prison with D-Rod, like, I don't know. All I know is Chris Moutinho's garbage, so he's gonna lose. Yeah, that's my pick. Chris Moutinho's garbage. He's gonna lose. And Quinones is low key garbage for UFC level. I'm saying obviously these guys would both beat me up. Maybe I could submit Chris Moutinho. Nah, he'd beat me. But both these guys are garbage for UFC level. But Chris Moutinho is just more garbage. Holy shit, dude. Next fight on the card: Eileen Perez versus Macy Chiasson. I'm done picking Macy Chiasson to win fights, so Eileen Perez is gonna win. Pretty much it. She's gonna shake ass, and we will all be very excited watching her shake ass after she wins. She's just like she's literally just winning by being thicker. Like she just like gets on top and they can't get off bottom. Jesus. Pause. Ha. Not pause. That's not gay. Why am I pausing? Dude, if she was on top of me, I wouldn't try to get up. But yeah, Eileen Perez is gonna win. I'm gonna pick her to win. Don't care about the fight. I don't care about the actual fight, really. But I always just like think Macy Chiasson's pretty good. She's huge for the division, but she just does nothing in her fights to win. So I'm done picking her to win fight to actually try to win fights anymore. Cause she fucking doesn't. She just doesn't try to win fights, dude. It's so fucking annoying when you get fucking bet money on her in a fight that she should win. She just stops trying. Fucking annoying. Anyway, Jesus. Jose Medina versus Ryan Gandra. Ryan Ganja. Fuck, his name is Ryan from Brazil. Is that even a Brazilian name? I don't know. Anyway, another guy coming off the Contender Series. Knocked out some guy in the Contender Series. Knocked out Trent Miller, who actually has a win recently since getting knocked out on the Contender Series by Ryan Gandra. So, I mean, against the 3-3 guy. But, nah, I'm going to go with Ryan Gandra to win because Jose Medina is obviously, like I said, like these guys, some of these guys in the UFC are just not good at fighting. They're not UFC level. Shouldn't be in, so I'll pick against them to win every single time. So I'm going to pick Ryan Gandra to win, not by knockout because he's not a Tebegatier. And Jose Medina does have a good chin, but not whatever. Ryan Gandra is gonna win, probably by decision. I wouldn't like bet on him because he's like a minus 700 favorite. The fight is actually going to be more competitive than that. Like minus 700 favorite, Jesus Christ, that's literally just a Tebegatier versus Jose Medina, right? Like that's what minus 700 should look like. But this is not going to look like a minus 700. My models don't have it at that, essentially, is what I'm saying. Dude, I gotta up the fucking personality on this channel. I'm just like slugging through, fucking sitting here, giving my takes, what's gonna happen, being very, monotone. But like, what do you want me to, what do you want me to analyze, dude? Jose Medina's garbage. Like, I'm just being very condescending towards like UFC fighters, but like, the funny thing is, I do have the utmost respect for UFC fighters. Like, MMA is my favorite sport. I wouldn't have a fucking channel if I didn't think that. But like, the way I'm just so condescending to them, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna stop because that's my style. That's it's just my style, man. Anyway, fuck it, whatever. Next fight: Santiago Luna versus this guy. Again, this guy's garbage at fighting. Santiago Luna, I don't even think he's good, dude. He was like losing his last fight until he got a lucky ass knockout against some guy. Like he wings fucking. He doesn't even turn his hooks over. I don't even think this kid's that good. I think he can grapple though, and he should probably grapple whatever this guy is. So yeah, I'll go with Santiago Luna to win. We'll pick a submission, dude. Can he get a submission? Probably, right? So yeah, we'll go with Luna by submission against Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco. Nah, bum. Isaiah Pacheco is a bum. This is a good fight now. Now this is a good fight. See, this is the people's main event actually. Because I mean Edgar Chairez bad at fight. Oh my god. See, like these guys trash at fighting. Bobby Green gonna get chinned by Zell Huber. Even though he did win his last fight and I didn't pick him to, but that's because when you're fighting anybody coming from Bellator, you're gonna, win. Duh. Bellator's garbage. Did you guys? I gotta make like a news reaction video too to the UFC 327 shit because, dude, Aaron Pico and Patricio Pitbull, what the fuck? Like, what is the UFC doing, dude? That's so dumb. Put them against UFC fighters. I want to see those guys lose. I don't want to see one of them get a win. They're probably doing that to give Pico a win, but Pico's trash. I want to see him get chinned again. Chinned again. You know, put him on the block. Nah, but I don't know. Um, this is the second best fight on the card essentially, because I mean Cheeto Vera Dave Martinez actually is going to be a banger if Cheeto comes to actually fight this time, unlike he did against Ayman Zahabi. Like, dude, I don't get what Cheeto's game plan was against Ayman Zahabi. Side note, he should be like pulling the guard down and throwing elbows against Ayman, who runs a cross guard in MMA. He should be throwing fucking elbows, elbowing that dude in the side of the head, putting that ugly fuck out cold. That was my first video, by the way. But yeah, like, and that shit was a robbery anyway. But dude, what the fuck? Cheeto's game plan should be like he's such long limbs. He should be running a Muay Thai game on Ayman Zahabi all day, like Aldo did, and they robbed Aldo. Fuck Ayman Zahabi. But anyway, back to picking this fight: Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. Dude, I don't know. I want to pick the new kid, Emmanuel Rodriguez. I think he's good. He's got tons of pop in his hands. Knocked that dude out on the Contender Series. 26 years old. Kevin Borjas is 28. He's still young too. Um, Kevin Borjas is good. I think. I think the flyweight skill is good, but I'm gonna pick Emmanuel because I think he actually has good pocket boxing, and I think he can grapple a little bit. So never seen Kevin Borjas actually defend a takedown. So if Emmanuel wants to grapple offensively, he should be able to do that. But even in the striking, I know Borjas is gonna be tagging him at range. He's gonna be moving around on the outside, popping him with a jab, popping him with the right hand at range and shit. But I think he's so fast, dude. That's the thing. He's so fast in the pocket, and he's Mexican. He's gonna get in your grill and have the Mexican boxing style, and he's just gonna hurt Borjas with the pocket boxing too much to where Borjas won't want to like be throwing anything. He's gonna like shell up on the feet. And then, well, obviously, yes. And when Emmanuel works his way into the pocket, he's going to be doing damage that'll get him ahead on the scorecards. So that's kind of how I see this going. Maybe Emmanuel will find a knockout too. Kevin Barros was getting hurt by Josh Van a lot. But yeah, so maybe Emmanuel will find a knockout. But I'll go with him by a decision. But I mean, if it does get past the second round, I would like to see how his cardio holds up. He's from Mexico and he's fighting in Peru. Elevation doesn't matter. Kevin Barros is from Peru. My bad, but um yeah, I just want to see how Emmanuel Rodriguez's cardio holds up. If anything, Borjas will have the cardio advantage here, being from Peru. Um yeah, that's it, yeah. I get why they have all like the I get why they do that now actually because like dude, like how the fuck are you gonna expect like what's his face? I get why they put all the what do I want to say? South of the American border people on this card because like how am I supposed to expect fucking I don't know who is give me someone with shit cardio that's like an American fighter. Like dude, how am I supposed to expect Bo Nickel to fucking do anything? How am I supposed to expect Bo Nickel to do anything on like in Mexico City at 20,000 feet of elevation, right? Like, he already has one round of cardio to begin with. How am I supposed to expect Bo Nickel to, like, win a fight if I'm trying to promote him at 20,000 feet of elevation? He'll, like, have 2 minutes of cardio. He'll throw two strikes and get gassed out, right? He'll get gassed out warming up in the back. So, yeah, I get why they do that now, but Emmanuel Rodriguez is going to win by decision. Hopefully decision. I'm gonna pick decision. Let's get crafty with it. Decision, not even a finish. But next fight on the card, these guys are trash. Shiraz is gonna win. This fight's actually so uninteresting. I'm not even gonna like take the time to break it down for you. Next fight on the card. Damn, 2 seconds. Crazy. But Daniel Zellhuber and Bobby Green. That like here's the fucking thing with this fight. is that I just want to say Zell Huber because Bobby Green has no chin. Always. Always against Bobby Green because he has no chin. Zell Huber, dude, like he should be a lot better than he is, and I guess he still like has time to I guess he still has time to get better at MMA. He's still only 26 years old, and he's really tall for the division. He's still developing his game for MMA, right? And he does have a solid base of like boxing. His jab is really good. So I'm gonna pick him to knock out Bobby Green here. And again, elevation thing. I don't expect Bobby Green to actually have any cardio in Mexico City. So that'll allow Daniel Zellhuber to find his shots easier when Bobby Green slows down. But dude, losing to Michael Johnson in the Big 2-5 is terrible for Zellhuber. Like, dude, if you want to go out, like he should be going out here and just fighting if he wants to win these fights. Like for the first like round or two, okay, if you want to play the tit for tat game at range, but dude, when you're getting fed these old dudes, at a certain point you just gotta fucking run at them and chin them, right? So, and dude, it's not, and he is an insane chin. He's like one of the best chins in the UFC too. Zell Huber, I'm talking about. So, if you're getting fed these old dudes, they're not gonna sting you on the feet. They're not gonna do anything to you to damage you. Why not just run at them and chin them? That's what I don't get about his Michael Johnson performance, but I don't know. Michael Johnson does have good footwork. Bobby Green doesn't really have good footwork. He doesn't even defend fucking kicks. He does that stupid shit, like, where he has his hands down and just shoulder rolls everything. Like, Floyd Mayweather doesn't even fucking do that. I don't know what Bobby Green's doing. He's doing it in an MMA fight. And DC always glazes it on commentary, but it's just stupid. That's why he gets chinned all the time, but yeah, I'm gonna pick Zellhuber by like a head kick knockout. But dude, I wouldn't be surprised if he like actually gets out tit for tatted here and can't land anything on the feet because Bobby Green's too defensively sound. Because okay, anyone good should be able to just kick Bobby Green's head into the fucking third row, right? But I don't think Zellhuber's actually that good yet. So this will be a competitive fight. But he still should be able to chin Bobby Green. I'm still gonna pick him to do it. Actually, do I want to pick Bobby Green? I don't want to pick Bobby Green. I'll never pick Bobby Green from this point on, but I'm going to pick Zellhuber, but Bobby Green could actually win this. Skill for skill should win this, but it's Bobby Green, so I'm not picking him. All right, next fight on the card. This is actually now we're actually at an interesting fight. David Martinez Cheeto. Because David Martinez, we saw his fight against Rob Font. That was a great fight, by the way. This David Martinez versus Rob Font, and go watch that fight. It was a great fight because Rob Font has really slick boxing, not even really slick boxing, just a really slick jab and a really like technical, not powerful too. But dude, David Martinez has nasty like Muay Thai low kicks, and that shit. And that's his game. Like that is like his game. That's how he sets up everything. That's how he starts off all his fights is by ripping low kicks at people. Muay Thai low kicks. Wabop, wabop. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this fucking sound effects. But that is not going to work on Cheeto Vera, who actually takes a Muay Thai stance and defends low kicks really well. So I want to see how David Martinez, the young fighter, is going to be able to work around that. Is he going to have to implement more hands? And is that going to be a problem for him, right? Because against a guy like Cheeto Vera, if you don't have the hands, you're not going to win. If you can't box him up, you're not going to win, right? Because he's just going to be able to stand at range, pick at you with that front kick, pick at you with like the jab sometimes. You know what I mean? So I want to see how David Martinez adjusts. And because I really don't think like his offense is going to work against Cheeto, I'm going to actually pick Cheeto to win this by a decision. But if David Martinez does win, I will be impressed because his game stylistically is suited so poorly to fight Cheeto Vera. and he should, like, this is the worst possible matchup he could get out of anybody in the division. That obviously, aside from like the top five guys, right? Like obviously Mario Bautista would submit him, Corey would fucking piece him up on the feet, probably submit him. Peyton Talbot would probably chin him. Sean O'Malley would piece him up on the feet. Peter Yan, Marab, like. Okay, obviously, yeah, obviously David Martinez is not fucking beating these guys in the top five yet, but I want to see if he worked on his boxing because he's gonna have to work on his boxing. And dude, in close range, like Cheeto has the elbows and knees advantage. He's just so much more experienced in the game than this kid, and I'm just gonna pick Cheeto. But if Dave Martinez wins, I will be really impressed. He chins Cheeto, that'd be crazy with like a head kick or some shit. But not Cheeto's gonna win because he's a better Muay Thai game for MMA than Martinez does, defensively too. Specifically in the defense, Cheeto has much better defense, and I don't think David Martinez's offensive game, where he's like a low kicker, will work on Cheeto. And he's open on the feet. And to talk about David Martinez's defense, he's open on the feet. Cheeto's gonna be landing jabs. He's gonna be landing right hands. He's gonna be landing his teep up the middle. He could head kick KO David Martinez, right? Like Cheeto just has so much more weapons available to him. He just has to get going. And honestly, because he lost his last fight against Zahabi because he didn't get going, I do think he's gonna actually get going and put the pressure on early. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Cheeto Vera to win. By the way, where is Rob Font versus Chiwiwis? Wasn't that the co-main event or some shit? No, that's the feature fight next week. Holy shit, the UFC sucks. I'm gonna rant about it in my next video. But anyway, main event. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I will be champion. No, you won't, Brandon Moreno. Lonnie Kavanaugh, Brandon Moreno. What's funny about this is that I'm gonna pick Lonnie Kavanaugh. That's what's funny about this. Something about getting chinned by Charles Johnson and then beating the number one guy in the division, like Josh Van did. Something about it, man. But seriously, like, I mean, you saw Charles Johnson's fight against Alex Perez where he just had his hands down in the pocket and got chinned by Alex Perez, which I did say in my breakdown of that fight was likely to happen or could happen, but I didn't think it would because I thought Charles Johnson would be defensively sound on the back foot. He was not. But Lonnie Kavanaugh was not defensively sound against Charles Johnson. But that issue that he had came from Charles Johnson's immense reach advantage, immense, yeah, really, just like he had a big reach advantage over Lonnie Kavanaugh, so he was able to pick at him from range, and then eventually when he stung him on the feet, he put him out, right? And Lonnie Kavanaugh couldn't grapple him. But dude, I don't see Moreno doing that. I mean, Moreno's jab is really good. He's going to be jabbing Lonnie Kavanaugh's head, but Lonnie Kavanaugh moves around. He's going to be moving around. He's using footwork on the outside, and he's going to be landing low kicks while he's doing that. So Moreno has to track him down to land his jab. And I actually don't think Brandon Moreno has the grappling advantage in this fight. I think he's going to get taken down because Lonnie Kavanaugh's so explosive that I think he can double leg him. I think he's so much more athletic than Brandon Moreno that he's going to be able to out-grapple him if he wants. I know that's crazy to say. And maybe I'm just trying to be different picking Lonnie Kavanaugh here. But I do really see a fight where Lonnie Kavanaugh is landing just low kicks and Moreno isn't really getting off much offense. And Lonnie Kavanaugh is just landing those low kicks at range, and then Moreno's going to get over aggressive and he's going to get caught with some hands. And Lonnie Kavanaugh does have really powerful hands. He's faster. Like, I think he's going to be able to counter Moreno. Like, you can't counter Charles Johnson because he's too rangy and he's too far back. You have to go to him and pressure him and shin him like Alex Perez did. Moreno, you can counter. He's in range to counter. And Lonnie Kavanaugh's game is actually counter striking. So I'm gonna pick Lonnie Kavanaugh by counter striking. I don't think he'll chin Moreno, but I do think he's gonna be able to put enough pepper on him to hurt him. And well, obviously, if you hurt somebody in a round and they don't hurt you, you win the round, right? So something like that from Lonnie Kavanaugh, where he's gonna be like hurting Moreno with counter shots and landing low kicks and stuffing Moreno's jab and keeping it off him, and then shooting takedowns, right? Because we saw Tatsuro Taira take down Brandon Moreno very easily. Lonnie Kavanaugh, I think, has a more explosive double leg than Taira. He might not be as physically strong to hold Brandon Moreno down, but Lonnie Kavanaugh can 100% double leg Brandon Moreno and run him across the cage. And Moreno, I mean, he's going to try to like Granby roll to get up, but I think Lonnie Kavanaugh is going to have enough wrestling control to be able to negate that a little bit, just enough to be able to build an advantage in the grappling to land some ground and pound. Because he does have good ground and pound. He will do damage if he takes Brandon Moreno down. So I am just explaining all the reasons Lonnie Kavanaugh wins, all the advantages he has. Counter striking, low kicks, offensive grappling game. But again, the way Brandon Moreno wins this is just by sticking a 1-2 on Lonnie Kavanaugh the entire 5 rounds, which for a guy as inexperienced as Lonnie Kavanaugh, that's honestly very possible. And that's why many people are picking, because if you want to multiply, okay, Moreno has more experience, plus he can just 1-2, throw 1-2s at range at Lonnie Kavanaugh and win. Cool. You can say that, and that's a totally fine pick to make. But I'm going to pick the guy who I think has more advantages in the fight to win, and that is Lonnie Kavanaugh. And he clearly does have the cardio. He's been 3 rounds hard before with Jose Ochoa. That was a great fight. Actually, no, he gasses out a bit. See, I don't know. See, now I don't know. And he's coming up. See, now I don't know. Dude, I don't know who to pick. All right, whoever's the favorite. Whoever's the favorite. If Brandon Moreno's the underdog, I'm picking him. How about that? Whoever's the underdog, I'm picking. That's my pick, because I don't fucking know. This is a tough matchup. This is so interesting. This is one of those ones that's like, dude, I have no clue what the fuck's going to happen. Moreno is minus 200. That makes sense, though. The over-under is 4.5 rounds. See, I don't know. Now my analysis is just I don't know, because I gave you guys my analysis. Now I actually gotta pick someone and I don't fucking know. Fuck. Who? I want to pick Moreno to win now. But I don't know, man. Lonnie Kavanaugh just has aura. He's a dog for taking this fight. Do I just try to be different here and pick Lonnie Kavanaugh? Because I think Moreno's kind of getting washed, though. That Tyra performance was bad, too. I think he's declining. Ooh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to pick Lonnie Kavanaugh. I'm going to pick the young bull. I'm going to pick young bull. And I'm just going to pick him essentially by aura. Essentially because of aura. But, dude, if he like, don't come hate on me. Don't hate on me if he, like, gasses out in round 3 because of the elevation and gets jabbed up the entire time. That's 100% a possibility. Like, he's just gonna gas out and get jabbed up. Okay, he'll get the shit beat out of him and it'll look really fucking bad. But I'm gonna pick him to win simply based off aura. So yeah. So yeah, that's the video, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Picks didn't do too good last card either. Strickland, Fluffy. I got the Strickland one right as an underdog, but like most of the picks were bad. Like O'Day Osborne, you fucking suck. Quit the sport. Like, throw something on the feet to hurt your opponent, please. Who else fucking sucks and should quit the sport that I saw last card? Like, I don't even fucking remember, but yeah, they just like Dude, my picks are so like I have the right picks. These guys just have to fucking perform. Like Ante DeLiha. What the fuck are you doing? You're on the feet with Spivak the entire time. You gotta fucking hurt him, bro. You know what I mean? Um, Michelle Pereira, Zach Reese. That shit was such a robbery. Chidi and Joe Kawani. What are you doing, bro? Just move around so that you're not standing there getting teed off on by Liao and you would win. Right? Like, what are you doing? Ode Osborne, why are you not throwing anything on the fucking feet? Ramiz Brahimaj, oh my god. Why are you fucking wrestling the guy that's stronger than you? Like, I picked you by having better technique and being faster on the feet. That's how you won the entire first round, and then you just fucking shit yourself and lose the last two. So dumb. Jordan Yadier Del Val, you suck. Quit the sport, bro. So like, yeah, last card was terrible on picks. I got Melky beating Danny Gay, right? And then Jeff Neal, but dude, Jeff Neal just got caught with something by the doctor. Fucking stupid. But this sport doesn't make any sense sometimes. It's not supposed to, but that's also why we love it. Enjoy the fights later, and yeah, I'm gonna come back with my big beautiful recap tomorrow. I'm gonna predict the White House card on Monday because I think I got an inkling on what it's gonna be. I'll react to some new. I'll react to like the fight news plus predicting the White House card. How about that? And then yeah, we got UFC 30. No, we got UFC 327 next week. Max Holloway Charles, probably the best fight the UFC's put on all year. So I'm looking forward to that. Peace.